After Dark with all of these amazing people today. I'm so excited, Ted. What about you?
Kara, I am excited because, as you said a few minutes ago, we have officially broken the record with the most people on the live show on Monday night. So congratulations, everybody. And hey, Kara, I'm almost feeling a little bit down now because the event is over, but we have another one coming up.
I know it was a whirlwind, but I can't wait for the next event because I just feel like they keep getting better and better.
They do. And we do have some folks off the panel right now who will be in. So, Robert, stay with us for just a little bit and we'll have you on the show. We've got a lot of folks here tonight and we'll be introducing everybody. But first, Kara, we probably should call out our sponsor as well.
Yes, of course. We can't forget BG Products, Partners Beyond Products. They sponsor so many things that we do for the Fixed Ops Roundtable and our After Dark show. So we couldn't be able to do this without them, and we appreciate BG Products.
Love the great people at BG and all they do for our industry. And we are live, right, Kara?
Oh, we are live. And with this many people, it might get interesting. So hopefully everybody's sharing the video around and going to jump in these comments tonight.
And I see Tully Williams is online. He says he can't wait to see the winners. Kaylee Filio, Steve, is here. Good evening, Kaylee. And thank you for being here as well. And of course, Kara, our great friend, Timothy Wilson is here and congratulating everybody on the awards. So we look forward to that. So we got some people to introduce and I'll go ahead and I'll do that. In addition to Kara Delane, we've got Michelle McLean, who's with us tonight. She is the marketing guru behind the Fixed Ops Roundtable themes and events. Michelle, good evening.
Good evening. Thank you so much for having me. Such a fantastic time always with you guys, and just super glad to be here and to play such an integral role with the marketing of the Roundtable. It's so much fun, and I look forward to continuing to do what we do. It's a great time. So thanks for having me.
And Michelle, you know Owen Moon, I see, because he's on with us tonight.
I do. Hello, Superhuman.
Yep, Owen is here. And Michelle, just to your right, we have another superstar who's been unsung for quite a while. It's Allison Landis from Inkcentric. Allison, good evening.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. Pleasure to be here, Ted. Love everything you do. Love everything about the Fixed Ops group. And the last event was amazing. Looking forward to the next one.
And Allison, you do so much, including producing the awards. Is that right?
Yes. Yes. When you guys receive your amazing awards, those are coming from us with love, of course.
And Allison, you're based out in
California. We're in Los Angeles.
Wow. Yes. So thank you so much, Allison, for being here tonight. And below you is a great friend of the Fixed Ops Roundtable. It's Martha Alvarado, who we have not seen in a while. Martha, good evening. Oh, you're on mute, Martha.
Unmute.
Sorry.
Martha,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Can you guys hear me now? Sorry, I'm at the office. It's so exciting to be back over here. Thank you so much, Ted. Hi, Michelle. Have everybody. You know, great connections have been done over here. Okay. And it's a pleasure. Thank you, Ted, for having this place where we all come and learn from some of the best in our industry. I'm very excited for everything that is also coming.
Yep. Great to have you a big part of it, Martha. So thank you for all you do. I remember when you came to our first Allison Fixed Ops Roundtable in Los Angeles, and Martha was there and sat in the front row. And it was the first time that we met Martha in person. And Martha, look how it's grown since that time, right?
It's amazing. I remember the last time also in Vegas when a lot of us were connected to, and I'm missing those events, but you know what? A great relationship have developed since, and I'm glad. It's a blessing. So thank you one more time, Ed.
You got a big fan in Kaylee Filio. She says Martha is amazing.
She is amazing. Kaylee, that's another superhuman. That's Michelle. You know, thank you, Michelle, because you actually connect me with everybody here too.
Oh, I pride myself on being a master connector, and I love our industry. I'm always AutoFam strong, so glad I can connect everyone.
I want to introduce everybody to Randy Brinkman, who's with us tonight from Arizona. Randy, welcome.
Hey, Ted. Hey, Kira. Hey, thanks for having me. How you doing?
Hey, pretty good. Randy, you won a Best Practice Award not too long ago. So
it was a little while ago, yeah. So very humble. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and great job on this past event. Randy, I love the segment that you did at Longo Toyota with Ivan Vasquez, the manager of parts there.
Yeah, he's really a success story. I mean, you want to evaluate this business and see what you can do. He came in entry level as a temp, actually a temporary, and look where he's come to be parts manager of one of the largest dealerships on the planet. So he is he's a true success story. He was very humble, and he hustled while he waited, and that's something for everybody to remember. Hustle while you wait, because you are being watched.
Randy, you got a fan here. Tully Williams says, "Go, Randy." Do you know Tully?
Yeah, Tully and I go back quite a ways, and also here on the panel is one of our partners, Mike Weldon, who we work with the Hensel Group. So we're very, very fortunate and blessed to be with them as well.
Yeah, Mike does a great job. Coming to you, Mike. Also want to introduce everybody to Steve Apicella. If you haven't met him yet, Steve Apicella owns a company called Strategic DX, Your Dealer Experience. And Steve, you had that first panel on Tuesday, and what a great job. Tully was on your panel along with Ed Roberts and Sean Kingery and Elizabeth Martin.
Awesome group. Real quick, am I the only guy that feels like I'm on the Brady Bunch intro? So much fun. Yeah, you know what? Modern Retailing was the panel, and this is what I love. This great group of people and this great industry we have. We're doing a lot of things awesome, but there's still some gaps that we can fill to strengthen our relationship between the dealers and their customers. And boy, I love being a part of it. Somebody once told me they love the industry so much that every day feels like Saturday. And boy, oh boy, that's the way it feels like to me, for sure.
Love it. Steve, thanks for all you do. And also Sean Parrott is here from Mercedes-Benz of Farmington, Utah. Sean, good evening.
Hi, good evening. Thanks for having me here.
You had a couple big panels that you were on there, Sean, and great job with them as well.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
And Kaylee's a big fan of Steve as well. And you were on one of Kaylee's panels, I know, as well.
Yes.
I love it. Cool. Of course, Mike Weldon, you got called out just a few moments ago from the Hansel Auto Group. Mike, welcome.
Good evening. Thank you for having me aboard tonight.
Only place I buy my cars. David Long's a very dear friend.
Yeah, we got a good crowd tonight. And Mike, also, we have here from the great state of Michigan, we've got Jeff Daniel from the Maple Hill Automotive Group.
It's a testament being on this platform with the people here that I've been around a long time. I guess that's the biggest testament. And I've learned so much from the staff, the people that I have on this group or listening to your events. The key is passing it on. You learn, you improve, you teach, and that's our role. And this platform provides that no matter what you're looking for. Mine was technician retention. I had anybody from a 15-year veteran to a 4-month veteran that weighs 82 pounds dripping wet. So it takes a lot to sit there and put up with 60 hours a week normally, but the auto industry kind of grabs you, and this is what happens. You get involved in it, you grow, and you never stop learning.
All right, I've got someone else to bring in. Martha, I'm going to rotate you and Randy off here for a little bit, but I'm going to bring in Robert Stage. So let me go ahead and do that right now. Robert Stage is here from Columbus, Ohio. And Robert, good evening.
Well, good evening, Ted. Thanks, Kara, for having me on the show this evening. Fellow panelists and guests, congratulations to you for winning the award as well. I'd just like to express my thanks to Ted for putting together these panels and these fixed ops roundtables and allowing me to come on and talk on some of the other panels and just to give my point of view and perspective in this industry.
And Robert, you were on 2 big panels. And, Allison, putting the panels together where we have all these people is not exactly the easiest thing, right? Because you got to coordinate, people and getting together and a multitude of other things. So, but I think, Allison, the panels are a big hit. What do you think? Yeah. Okay. I think so as well. So, Michelle, this last one was the May the 4th Star Wars theme. Michelle, how did you come up with that idea?
I've always seen, and I've seen a big following of people, around the whole May the 4th be with you, of course, a Star Wars thing. It's a big thing in May. And I figured, you know what, why don't we play off of that? Clearly we didn't want to do the exact same verbiage and things like that, but May the 4th sounded so much like May the 4th, and we were doing it in May. So I thought it'd be something fun, different that we could do and play off of our automotive galaxy, if you will. So it was really fun, really fun.
And, Mike Weldon, I'm really glad also that Henson brand came on board and really helped us market that event. And Kara, you pulled together not only Princess Leia, but you got R2D2, which you renamed what, BGD2?
BGD2, yeah. I thought it was only fitting with May the 4th. Then I had to throw in BG somewhere. So I had BGD2 here for a few days to help me record a few things, and it was a lot of fun.
Sean, I'm actually going to miss all these characters, right? That we're, I'm like, after these events, it's like a little bit of a down, like, oh my gosh, now what do? We don't have Princess Leia. We don't have, BGD2 for the next one. But Kara, we do have another event coming up, don't we?
Yes, and we're all so excited about the next one because it is the Roaring 20s. So we are going to pull off No Telling What on September 20th, 21st, and 22nd. And I know that y'all thought the Star Wars thing was interesting, but I have some tricks up my sleeve for this one, and I think we have a lot of people on board that are going to help make it happen.
I like the graphics, and I like the look of it. And Martha, you're back on now. I'm rotating you and Randy, if that's okay. Michelle, you had a big hand in this planning in this one.
I did. And you know what? Like, we always try to come up with some really cool and unique themes, and especially going into the fall, I think that's kind of the time when people start getting excited. Your Halloween's coming up and so like that. So I figured, you know what? How cool would it be to do this Roaring 20s theme? It's the 100th anniversary, of course, of Lincoln was back in February. And just to kind of bring back the 20s, right? Make them interesting and different, and let's do something fun with this. The whole past year, everything's kind of been up and down, and so I really wanted to culminate all of the events and bring together something that we could have a whole lot of fun with.
So Steve, I got to tell you that in the very beginning, and I've said this before, the Fixed Ops Roundtable events, when we knew there would be like a second one and then a third one, my creative mind, Steve, said, let's call the second one number 2 and the next one number 3. And then we got to number 4, and Michelle said, okay, stop with the numbers. Stop. We're in Vegas. We're going to call it Viva Las Vegas. And I had some objections to that, Steve. But, Steve, what do you think about the idea of branding these events with these themes moving forward?
Well, it makes it a lot of fun. This one, my mind goes crazy with all the cool things we can do. I know Jeff Daniels has got like a boa that he's going to wear, and it'll be fun. Yeah.
I bet he does.
No, but you know what, Ted? The thing that I really love about this, like what's happening right here, good things can really happen when people come together. Whether virtually or in person, there's so much good that can happen. And, Martha said earlier, about the educational part of it. I come into it learning so much. And, when we give ourselves an opportunity to work together, there's so much we can gain together. I love it.
I love it. And Steve, you also brought together the fixed ops community with the variable community in some of the things that you talked about at this past event. So congratulations to you on that.
Yeah, you know what? This is something that I've seen for a long time and something we're contributing to, which is, and I always acknowledge that we have a great industry because we do, and there's a lot of things that are going right, but there are things that are missing. And when I look at the disconnect between sales and service, like they're run like two separate companies under one roof, that's a shame because the customer feels that too. And if we really desire a reoccurring customer beyond that one-time transaction, and I think that is the goal for everybody, we have to do more than just hope customers will come back after we sell them a car. And so I love fixed ops, but where does retention begin? It begins right at that vehicle sale or before. And we got to connect the disconnected parts to make that a reality.
Yep. I love it. And Allison, I know you're thinking a lot about this theme. I am too, about things that we can do with this thing to, really really make it pop. And we got a good runway, Allison, as I say, to get ready for this one.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm already thinking about little Tommy guns, stress, of course, not real, but fun things to play off of that way. And imagine what we all can wear. We already voted that you should be in a zoot suit, right, Ted?
I heard that. Yes. Pre-show. I heard. So I guess the votes are in on that one. But
Yes.
Allison, actually, people have told me that David O'Brien mentioned to me that he's going to be dressing up for this one. And Kara, I imagine that you may be dressing up as well.
I know. I think Michelle next to me has kind of beat me to it today with the sparkly jacket, but I'm coming for you, Michelle, because there's going to be sparkles and sequins and beads and cool cars. All
feathers, the whole nine. This is going to be really exciting. So we want to encourage everybody. One of the big reasons that I do a lot of these themed events is because we want to make it fun. While we might not be able to all be in person and dress up, it doesn't mean that you can't dress up on the Fixed Ops Roundtable. Bring your flapper gear, bring your zoot suit, bring your feathers. I'm going to be in full pinup gear myself. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. So yeah, let's make it fun together.
We're glamorizing Fixed Ops.
We are. We're glamorizing it.
And Kara, I could see Kaylee Filio dressing up, as well. I think that would be
some long white gloves, the whole nine.
I love it. I love that. Jeff, what about yourself? What do you think?
I think it's an outstanding idea. I think our industry is tough enough with the day-to-day process. So when we get a chance to I don't want to say live out a fantasy, but live in a different world for the hours that we're on stage. It takes that tedious day and says, I'm going to watch who's coming up, because I guarantee they're going to bring something to the table that's going to be a little bit different. And whether it's me in a boa or Steve in a zoot suit or anything goes, it does. It breaks the tediosity while still delivering a message. And that's what it's about.
And your panel, you had 5 technicians from your dealership. You had some females as well on there. Talk to us a little bit about your panel.
Well, the 3 of them, I've got an ASE Master Tech. My Express Director is female, and a trainee that's been there 4 months. Both my managers are female in the service lane. 60% of my staff is female as far as management and advisors. Why? They listen. It's not a guy's world anymore. It's somebody that uses their ears, 2 ears, 1 mouth. They've got to listen. They've got to take notes. They've got to recite. They've got to be able to, they don't have to be a gearhead. They need to listen to that customer and put it into translation and say, okay, Mr. Technician, this is what you need to do. When you have a female technician, they're more like a gearhead, but they also enjoy the exposure. They enjoy the, we talked about retention a great deal, and retention is encouragement. Acknowledgement was the biggest single thing that everybody kept saying repetitively.
Yeah,
it's not all pay. It's, give me a banner in the background hanging up. Roger Conant, and we've worked on some different things with acknowledging that they're the back end of the dealership. That's really the front end of the dealership. We've got to get away from that terminology of that's the back, that's the front. There's 2 doors. You want to come in that entrance or this entrance, and that's how you have to break that wall down. And the support has to be equal on both ends of it today.
Oh, Steve Apicella's message is resonating, Jeff. I can see it
Well
now.
said. Well said.
I love it. Mike Weldon, you and I had a segment that we recorded. And by the way, we're live tonight, everybody. But a lot of the event was recorded. And Mike, I did your segment with you, and I talked to you about a couple things that came out of that panel up in Kalamazoo, Michigan, with the facilities and things like that. But Mike, you've been a big part of that technician panel as well, along with Robert Stage. And Mike, we've heard about that recognition. Is very important in the culture as well.
Oh, most definitely. And I think it resonates from what Steve's talking about, Jeff's talking about. Sean's been on some panels with me as well as Robert. And I got to tell you, it's a very heartfelt group of people that understand the dynamics that we're all facing with. And the fact that we need to come into the current realm of understanding what people's needs are and by retaining people. and it's really opened my eyes even more. I felt that I was on the right path, but with the input from others, it just really tells us, hey, we got to band together. We've got to rebuild our industry. We got to set it up for the next 5 to 10 years, and we got a lot of hard work ahead of us. But with people that are sitting here and the ones that I've set on the board, we'll get there. We just have to listen to each other.
I love it, Mike. What a great message. Randy, stay with us. I know you're off camera right now, but we'll bring you back in here very, very shortly. Sean Parrott, you did a segment on the discussion we had on LinkedIn with a post that you had about having parts associates in the service department to help with that process. And I remember we had Sean Kingery from Step One Automotive Group, kind of on the panel and kind of, questioning it. But I tell you this, Sean Parrott, Mr. Kingery told me last week that he's made a lot of changes at his dealership based on what he heard from you about the Mondays and 2 consecutive days off. So, Sean Parrott, you've made a big difference in our industry.
Well, thank you. A lot of people might not have been there to listen. We're closed on Sundays and Mondays in our dealership. Like today's an off day for us, and a lot of people in our area and things like that, when it first came aboard, they thought we were closed. But for us, it was just basically trying to figure out what we could do to stay open during this COVID crisis. And so we took something that was just a necessity to figure out, okay, what can we do? How can we keep our people? And now for us, it's a very wise business decision. I mean, and, everybody talks about, especially if you're on a variable side, is, they might get one, like a Tuesday off or a Wednesday, and they might get a Sunday off. For us, everybody in our dealership gets 2 days off back to back a week. And that's a big thing. And it's really big for retention.
I love it. That is really, really strong. Robert Stage, you got a lot of credit, especially in the morning on that mobile panel. Talk to us about being on that panel with Ed Roberts and with Mark Mickens, 2 big dealership people, right?
Yeah, it was really interesting to listen to their perspectives as what they encounter each day running more vehicles than I actually get to run. Just to speak real quickly back to what Steve had said a while ago about the opportunities that arise from everyone coming together. I've already had people off of LinkedIn that's seen me on that mobile panel reach out to me and want to talk to me about speaking to other dealerships to try to set up mobile panels. So it does happen quickly. When someone sees you on one of these panels, they start to come right after you. But as far as being on with those 2 guys, it was really eye-opening, getting to find out what they go through each day as opposed to what I go through, because it is slightly different. I get to have a little bit more face-to-face time with the clients where they don't get to have that. They're still running it from the dealership. But the conversation about who they pick to be the person that goes out and is customer-facing, as well as the person that's going to fix the vehicle, was really eye-opening to me, because that's exactly how I feel about it. You can't just pick any guy or any woman who works in the back of the shop. It has to be the correct person to go out to the client's house.
So, Robert, I give you a lot of credit for what you do, and you opened a lot of eyes for Ed Roberts and for Mark Mickens. I know I talked to Mark the night of the recording, and I will say that on Friday, Robert, the day after the show, I was looking on Facebook and I saw Cara Delane down there in Texas posted a picture of their Ford mobile service truck right after the panel. So obviously that rubbed off on Cara as well, that, maybe we should get even more involved in that mobile game. Yeah, the dealerships are really missing out. I mean, if a singular person who's had the training that I've had, that all helps. But if a singular person can go out and do what I do, there's no reason the dealership shouldn't be able to do it. And COVID was the factor. I mean, it really pushed me out of my comfort zone and really into where I'm at, because I watched the dealerships pivot. They started doing concierge pickup and drop off. But if you can add the one more step of just servicing the vehicle at the home, why not go ahead and do it? And that's what took off. And it's been crazy ever since. I love it. Randy Brinkman, you did a panel, which I actually pointed out to some people today, on unapplied time. Randy, very creative, that idea of doing the unapplied time panel, because that really took off. And you took some industry experts and some folks who work in dealership and did a great job with that, Randy.
Hey, well, thank you. Unapplied time, when you think about the fixed ops. And I see Tully's remark there at the bottom, but it is all about the hours. And you have 4 inventories to sell in a dealership. You have a new vehicle inventory, a used vehicle inventory, a parts inventory, and a technician's time inventory. 90% of your problems are found in an inventory, and 90% of your solutions are found in an inventory 100% of the time. Well, the interesting thing about it is a new car, a used car, and a part not sold today can be sold tomorrow. But technician's time not sold today is gone forever. You're not going to get it. So the number one thing is, did you sell all your time? Then you take a state like California that has doesn't really have flat rate techs. They have hourly techs with a flat rate accelerator. It becomes even more important. So the sponsor of that panel has a product that can be used to help with that. But you've always got to look at your lost opportunity. I mean, you wouldn't go to the parts department and just take a bunch of parts, throw them in the trash can. You wouldn't take a new car, a used car, and just tell the tow truck to take it away. So why are we taking this valuable inventory of technicians' time and just letting it go?
So, Steve, Randy's idea, the company has I don't want to say it's a GPS, but a GPS type service for locating things in the dealership that typically get lost. And as you know, Steve, things get lost like keys, cars, license plates. Randy's idea was to tie that into the financial statement to unapplied time. And let's talk about time wasters at the dealership. And as a result, everybody talked about, in fact, people were in the chat saying all these things that waste time. Okay. And it really helped the company that was sponsoring that, because their product helps save that time, Steve. So pretty cool.
You know, just an observation as I sit here and as I marvel at the Fixed Ops Roundtable events, look at all the varying points of view here and all of the passion that exists in our industry. It's really, really cool. And, you know, the thing that I feel the most when I see things like this is, you know, does customer engagement before and after the sale matter? Of course it does. Does the parts department matter? Does the service department matter? Does the sales department matter? None of it works unless all of it works. And we're all contributors to that. Everybody here, everybody watching, we're all contributors to that. So, you know, it really is one mission that we all play certain roles in to strengthen this industry that we love. I love being a part of it.
Kara, we're going to call out the best practice winners in just a moment. I know you have that list we discussed a little bit earlier. Before I do, Martha, let me get some observations from you, because you were watching the event and you've seen how the event has grown from that in-person event we did in the restaurant at the Beverly Hilton, you know, to having, you know, all these folks, you know, online with us. So what are your observations, if I can, Martha?
One of the things that amazes me the most in the last couple of months is how we have come together. The contributions that everybody, you know, is bringing into each other's business. There is not much of a competition, but much of like, how can we help you grow? You know, which is really good. I mean, like I said before, this is a point where we can all learn, right, from the people, the experts on our industry, and we can all grow. You asked me earlier, Tilson, in a conversation that we were having, because I recently went into digital dealer.
Yes.
And something that I observed there too, it's how now you know, there is more emphasis on fixed ops. There is more people talking about how important we got to pay attention. And there is more people also paying attention into the connection that we have between sales, service, and parts. I'm a BDC. I am a director for sales and service. So my department is the hub of all of these little things that happen among the whole dealership, and learning and listening to how, you know, we are taking into consideration that we have to become one, because just by doing that, we're going to really grow our business and we're going to be stronger.
Love it. Great message, Martha. Thank you so much. Okay, let's call out the winners, because Allison, typically you produce about 5 awards for the event, and that's what people voted on. But we had a huge tie at this event, and we have 9 winners at this event. So, and a lot of times when it's close, you know what? We say, okay, they get an award, right? Because, you know, it's a vote or two. So I want to call everybody out. Starting with somebody who's not here tonight, Kara, a good friend of yours and mine. And I know you were so happy that when you texted me that you found out he won the award. Kara, who was that?
It was Marco. I wish he was here tonight because Marco Zwanenberg definitely deserves that award, from his LinkedIn post to him jumping on the After Dark show and everything he talks about on the Roundtable. He's so well deserving. And I know he's speaking for, a whole world of technicians when he opens his mouth. And I love hearing what he has to say and his viewpoint of being in a dealership every single time. So very well deserved. Congratulations, Marco. I wish you were on here so we could celebrate.
Yeah, Marco is actually the top vote getter, as I mentioned, Kara, and his daughter's got an event tonight that he could not miss. So he sends his apologies for not being here. Also, some folks who are not with us, Brandon Nixon from Update Promise, Michelle, just sent me a message. He apologizes, but Brandon Nixon, congratulations on your Best Practice Award. Tully Williams is chiming in saying congratulations to Marco as well. Also, Kara, John Fairchild, who had a great panel, Michelle, with the Pinnacle Training Center, is a winner as well. And who else do we have there, Kara?
I think we've got somebody on the screen right now. Steve Apicella. Well deserved.
Steve, great job.
And thank you for everything you guys do. A lot of fun.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Looking forward to great things. Also, one person who is not here as well, Scott Gregg, took us flying in his airplane and showed us the importance of a flight checklist. And I know, Michelle, that you and Kara questioned, a flight checklist. What does it have to do with fixed ops? But we found out, Sean Parrott, that has everything to do with fixed ops. Also, Sean Parrott is a winner. Congratulations, Sean, on your Best Practice Award. Kara, who else do we have?
We've got Robert Stage, who's on here too. We're excited to have you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Congratulations, Robert. Michael Weldon, well-deserved Best Practice winner. So, Michael, thank you so much.
Very humbled.
Yeah. And what do we have left, Kara? Maybe one or two, right?
Yeah, last but not least, he's down at the bottom there. Jeff, congratulations. I'm glad we put you back on the screen for this.
all the way from Kalamazoo, Michigan, where it's no snow and 65 today. Tomorrow's a different entity, but thanks a lot. It was a great time, and it's always a pleasure being in this type of environment. Giving back.
And Jeff, congratulations to your team and Lori Holter, who was on the panel moderating, and of course, Jeff, to Roger Conant, who helped orchestrate all that together.
Absolutely.
Yep, love it. All right, so we're at about time, everybody. Kara, remind us again on that next event that's coming up, just to make sure that we mark our calendars and we know when it is.
Yes, you've got a few months to go, but start preparing now because it's going to be an amazing Fixed Ops Roundtable. It's going to be virtual once again. It's going to be September 20th, 21st, and 22nd, and it is the theme, the Roaring 20s. So everybody gear up and get ready, and you'll be able to get your complimentary tickets at fixedopsroundtable.com once again.
Love it. So we are looking forward to that and all the special things that'll happen along the way between now and then. So it seems like a long time, but it's going to go like that, Sean, right? So it'll be here before we know it. So I look forward to having you all on the show. Randy as well, who's out in the green room, and Martha, we're going to have you back on the show. All right. So we got a lot to talk about. So appreciate all of you being here tonight.
For sure. Thanks, everyone. Congratulations to all the winners. Thank you, Allison and Michelle, for everything you do for the Roundtable. And everybody, a big round of applause for Mr. Ted Ings, because he is the leader of the pack, and we couldn't do this without him.
Thank you, everybody.
We appreciate you guys being on here tonight.
Thank you all.
Love it. All right.
Well,
So on behalf of Kara Delane and the rest of the crew, we will see you next week at 8 p.m. And thank you all for your great support of Fixed Operations.